They might want to see this. There we go. So I just pressed record. So hi everyone, it's Lori's here, and we're just doing the live Skype session, and we're going into uh, our course. And just go back here for a second. Oh, and Tiffany, you can. There we go. You can still see my D2L, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to go into Pearson through here. Some students were having trouble getting into this window, and I think it's because their browser was preventing pop-ups. So if like an X came up here, up in the browser window, or a shield, it means that their pop-ups were not allowed. So if you click on that, you could give it permission, but you didn't have any problems with that. And
I think
you
at first, but then when I emailed you, I got through to it.
Oh, perfect. That was you. Sorry. That's one thing about online is that if it was in class and you came in and talked to me, I'd be able to recognize you by your face. In online, it's really hard like to see like I know that I've talked to you on online, but you don't have that transference from one moment to the other moment because it's all in text. It's really strange. I could write an article on that. It's very
Yeah.
disassociated. But anyway, so in here, so you is that what it was? That was what it was. It was a pop-up problem.
Yeah, they were
Perfect.
blocked on my laptop, so I just had to go and unblock them.
That's good because that's the easy solution. If it wasn't that, then we'd have to look at other things. So I'm glad that worked. And you won't see instructor links. It's just because I'm the instructor that I see the links. But for student links, you have two. And I always suggest that students hit this second one because that's the e-text. So if you click on that, you'll have access to the textbook, but you'll also get the left-hand menu bar. This left-hand menu bar, if you click that second link. If you don't click the second link, it just gives you the inside page, which isn't all that great because for you guys now, again, this is an instructor view, so you won't see the ones that have the little line through them, but you'll have homework, quizzes and tests, your grade book, which is where you can see your marks on your assignments, and module contents is your textbook. Now, you can access your textbook in My Math Lab, but later you can also do it through Texidium, which is that link in the welcome unit, but it's not working right now because we're waiting to, they're upgrading the e-textbook. It was loading really slowly on Texidium, so they're putting up a faster version, and my Pearson rep said that I should have that either by tomorrow or by the first of the week. But you do have access here. And also in the news feed, in the news feed, I put a link to the PDF version of Chapter P. So,
Yeah, I got
and great. And we actually, the first two units, Unit 1, Number Theory, and Unit 2 on polynomials, is all in this PDF. So we don't actually have to worry about getting the whole textbook right away. So that's all there. And then if I go back to, oh, sorry, I'm just trying to get back to my math lab. No, there we go. Oh, okay. So you've been working in the homework, and there's all of these assignments that are associated with the 5 topics. None of these are mandatory. They're all, oh, I don't want to go in that one. The welcome to My Math Lab is great just so you can see how you can enter in stuff. But each one, you just click on a question and then you can answer it and see right away if you get it right. And if you click on question help, you can get help to solve it, view an example, watch a video, and my students use Ask My Instructor all the time. So if there's something in your homework or in a quiz that you're having trouble with, just click that button and it will send it an email message to me and just tell me what you're having trouble with in the question and send. And it's great because I get a link directly back to your question and I can see exactly what the question is, which is great for me. And I can see where you're going wrong, and it's really helpful. So I just wanted to put that out there that this is going to be very helpful when we get into the unit 1 of the course. So that's the homework, and you can do as many as you want. You don't have to do any if you don't want to, but it's just there to give you some practice. But what I wanted to show you is the quizzes and tests. So underneath homework in this tab, there's quizzes and tests, and the math placement is the only mandatory assignment for the refresher unit. So the math placement has to be completed by midnight next Wednesday, so that's May the 3rd. You get lots and lots of time to do it. So if I were to click on that right now, there's only 20 questions. So and they'll only take less than a minute each, but there's 90 minutes to complete it. So no one should feel like they have to really do it quickly. Lots and lots of time. So no worries that way, but you only get one attempt on that. Don't worry about what mark you get because it's not going to go to your final mark. It's just going to give us an indication of how ready you are. And I say you want to shoot for an 80% because that means that you have those foundation skills and you're not going to struggle with the new learning that we're going to put on top of those foundation skills. If you get under 80, then you might think you have to think about, okay, is it just that I need to brush up on some certain topics and I can do that at the same time that I'm working through Unit 1, or if you don't do well at all, maybe that's an indication that it's just not the right timing, that you should take the Foundations 1043 course first, that sort of stuff. So what I want to say to everybody is that let me know how you do on that math placement, and I can give you options of where to go. Now no one is going to be kicked out of Math 1046. It's totally up to the student whether they stay or not. This is just an information piece, so you're informed about how ready you are, and then students can decide for themselves whether they want to stay or not. And again, none of the marks in the refresher unit are going to go towards their final mark, so they don't have to worry about that.
All right.
Okay, that was a long spiel. But so that you know what to expect, we have this practice Math 1043 challenge test, and there are 5 attempts at this one, and this is just to give you practice in doing this type of test in my math lab, and the questions are similar to what you're going to see in the math placement test, and you can try that now and just see how you do and where your weak spots are, and it might give you more focus in terms of what you want to do, because you might not need to do all of these topics. You might be really great at some of them or all of them and get 100 on the pre-test like 3 times and go, yeah, I'm ready for the test. I find some students spend a lot of time in here and get so nervous, and had they done that pre-test from the beginning, they would have realize that it's not that bad and that they have the foundation skills and they didn't have to stress out. So I kind of highly suggest to everyone is why not just try a practice test, see how you do, and that will give you a gauge of what to expect and where you need to go, and you don't have to worry about any of those marks at all.
Okay.
So do you have any questions about the refresher at all, or anything about what you've seen so far?
No, I don't think so.
Great. That's great. Now, those that are watching this recording at home, because I'm going to post this after, if anybody has questions that we weren't able to address tonight, just send me an email and let me know, and then I'll get back. So students can email me. My telephone number is in the welcome unit in the work plan. It's also, if you email me, it's at the bottom of my emails is my contact information. You can call me on my cell phone. You can text me. You can email me, wherever you feel comfortable in sending me your questions. Of course, I prefer the Q&A discussion because it's that way everybody benefits from the answers. And I find if I get one question, I'll probably get 10 more of the same because everybody's in the same boat and everybody kind of wonders the same thing. So I prefer the Q&A, but I love to get emails and telephone calls and text too, so it's all good. So I'm just thinking, have we, well, we've done that. I don't have to worry about that. We talked about, so the refresher unit is in my math lab. In D2L for the welcome unit, what you needed to get done was the setup and the to-do. So did you have any problems other than the pop-up blocks in the setup, Tiffany?
Nope. That
No.
was the only problem I had.
Yeah. If you get into D2L, if you have gotten into my math lab, you've been able to get Skype to work for you. It sounds like you have all the main things covered for setup, so that's great. And then the only thing that I'll say to everyone is that although we do most of our stuff in my math lab, just make sure you check D2L daily because I do post all of my contact in the news feed. I won't be doing class emails. I'll just post in the news feed. And if you've got your notifications set up, you'll get that as an email. So you can set up that you get news feed announcements to email if that's what you want to do. But I highly suggest that everybody goes to D2L daily to check on the announcements. And I'm going to go back to sharing my desktop for just a sec. Oop. And go back to here. Can you see my desktop, Tiffany? Back again?
It's just loading.
Okay, good. Let me know when you see D2L up.
Yay.
Yay! How old's is it your nephew, niece? Or
Niece,
cousin?
yeah, she's just 3.
Oh, she's 3. Hello!
Yeah.
What's her name?
Lexi.
Hi, Lexi!
Say hi.
Hi, Lexi! Just a sec, I'll see. Oh, can you see the D2L now?
Not yet, no.
Oh, it's slower. That's interesting. So our audio is great. We haven't had any problems that way because we're far away from each other, but it does seem like it takes longer to get the desktop coming through.
It came up right away the first time.
Huh. Oop. No, it's there. Still nothing?
No, not on my side.
Okay. All I wanted to say, it might be up on the recording. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into content and go into Unit 1, which is number theory. Have you been into, have you kind of just checked out the first unit?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you go into the unit, so when we leave the refresher unit and go into Unit 1, what's going to happen is I'm going to actually load in a new My Math Lab course. So we're going to say goodbye to the refresher unit, and then I'm going to reload a new course. I don't think that will have any effect on your student side. It's just that it's going to load up the actual homework assignments that we're going to be using from now on, and that won't change. But as you go through the units, it's important that you click on the unit and then you just scroll through the unit, read the what to do. There's going to be a document link at the head of each unit called the what to do, and if you click on that, that's just going to give you the overview of the unit. And then when you scroll down, there's going to be a resources section that's going to have videos that are attached to each section in the textbook. There's going to be worksheets that you can use, and that's just voluntary stuff. What you need to, if you get stuck in the textbook or on My Math Lab, you can go back to the resources in D2L, and there's videos there on everything. And then there is, for Unit 1, there is a discussion assignment, and then at the very end there is a reflection discussion for marks as well, and then every unit also has a got questions discussion. So if anybody has questions, they can post to that. So it's really important that everybody balances between my math lab and D2L, because sometimes there's so much work in my math lab that students forget to go back and check to make sure that they're still working within D2L. And I'm going to remind everybody that when we start with Unit 1 anyway, but I like to just talk about that a little bit so that students know what's to come after the refresher unit. So you don't have to worry about that yet, but that's what we're going to start on. So next Wednesday, May the 3rd, is the last day of the refresher unit. And I hope to get lots of emails that day from students telling me how they did on the placement test and then, or the placement assessment, and how they're feeling about it. And then Thursday, the day after, is the start on the number theory unit. And if I go into the no, I could have seen the due date. Let me just go back to Unit 1. The due date for the number theory unit is May 19th. So if we start that on the 3rd, that gives us 1, 2, and a little bit weeks to get through the number theory unit, and it's 4 sections in the textbook. So it's approximately 2 sections a week that we have to get through. So that's not too bad, and it's kind of a review of the refresher unit anyway. It builds on top of the refresher unit, so it's not too bad that way. So really, that's pretty much what I wanted to go over tonight. Can you think of any questions that you might have, or did I kind of cover everything?
Yeah, you think you covered everything.
Okay. Oh, I'm just trying to find my PowerPoint and see if I've missed anything else. There we go. Oh,
Oh, it's up now.
that's the PowerPoint. So just the sharing my desktop didn't work very well. So we talked about D2L. We talked about my math lab. Texidium, we'll be able to access that next week. Talked about the welcome unit and the refresher unit. And we talked about what comes after the refresher unit. So we're all good. We're good. So Tiffany, you try the pretest. I highly recommend that you try that before you do anything else, and just give yourself a gauge of how you're doing.
Okay.
And then that will give you a little bit, maybe you just have to focus in a couple of areas to brush up on, but I think it will help just to give you an idea of what to expect. And if you have any questions, just let me know. You've already been great to email me, and you've been great to put it on the Q&A, so that's fantastic. You're definitely on the right path.
Okay.
That's good. So when do you come back? You come back next week?
I cross over Wednesday night, so I'll get home Thursday afternoon.
Oh, great. So you're on the vomit comet?
Yeah.
I remember that one. Oh, well, have a good, visit the rest of your week, and let me know how you do on your placement.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, have a great week, and we'll talk later.
Okay.
Okay, bye, Tiffany.
Bye. Bye.